Alright. Hello everyone and now welcome to a game between the Lawliet and a Moon. This game taking place here on Echo Isle. We have Lawliet spawning as, well, the red Night Elf player over here on the top left-hand side of the map. Meanwhile, we have Moon spawning as the blue Night Elf player here. Yeah, just... Um, yeah, I think the quarantine is starting to get to me. I went to try to play some WarCraft 3 the other day. I'm like, you know what? I'm not really good at 1v1. I don't want to, really throw my knife on that chopping block as of yet. Let me go ahead and try some nice random team games. For just to see like how good I am and how what I've been doing. And well, I absolutely got stomped. I'm a little rusty. I understand that, but I still have a fairly good idea of what I'm doing in terms of strategy and in terms of execution. I just forgot that in random team, you often go up against, well, arranged team players in Warcraft 3 now. So that came as a bit of a surprise to me. 2.5 minutes in, getting triple hero rushed. I'm like, wow, the cooperation is really, really good. Maybe I just you know, didn't talk about it. I'm just like, wait, are you guys an arranged team? And they're like, oh yeah, I'm a arranged team, and I sell games. You can play with me. I'll play with you for $1. I'm like, no, no, thank you. No, thank you. Anyways, let's go ahead and break things down here. Lawliet gonna go ahead and train up this archer. The hero of choice is gonna be a warden coming in from Lawliet. Meanwhile, I believe it was a demon hunter. Yes, a demon hunter coming in from Moon. Moon coming in with the demon hunter, the classic hero. Hey, Harsh Pickle, how are you doing? As the demon hunter now making its rounds in as well. There's that lightning shield cast and already jumping straight off into the Kobold Geomancer and that renegade wizard. All right, however, a detonation coming in from Moon, removing that very, very important lightning shield, thereby decreasing how fast, well, he was able to try and creep. So Moon sacrificing a wisp to do exactly that, to delay his opponent. And, well, it is going to delay him a little bit longer. We'll see how long or what the overall effect is. Meanwhile, the Demon Hunter is already sitting at level 2. Warden also sitting at level 2. Not quite sure who actually came out ahead there, as this Ancient of War is, well, going to go ahead and eat some trees and rotate down, perhaps to go after that 533 creep camp. During that time, Lawliet is already moving off to take on the green cream camp. Meanwhile, the Demon Hunter, well, gets detonated for his efforts as well. This Ancient of War still needs to do a pretty long trek down. We're going to see a couple of ensnares go down as well. Mana burn onto that Ogre Magi, waiting for one more Bloodlust. There it goes, as this Ogre Magi will get finished off right there. Ring of Protection +3. If the Demon Hunter was not difficult to kill before, having a level or a 12 armor evasion based melee hero this early on into the game, well, it is not going to be taking that much damage, or effectively has over 1200 hit points by now. And I think that is the case, or it feels about right. Anyways, we're still looking at the Ancient of War absorbing a large amount of damage. Where is the Warden? Warden is away from all of the action here. Gonna go straight after that Tree of Life. Tree of Life gonna be taking some damage. And, well, it most likely will get cancelled. I don't see... Well, Staff of Teleportation coming in. Demon Hunter could go ahead and teleport. There is the Mana Burn. Are we going to see a Shadow Strike? Where is that Shadow Strike? This is actually Lawliet. He's going to lose another right there. We're going to take a look at that Tree of Life. There it goes. Gets a level 2 Shadow Strike down onto his opponent, as the Wisp is going to just hide right now. Demon Hunter, Warden, they're just hiding and exchanging positions. There's another Shadow Strike again, and the Demon Hunter taking that damage. He was holding position, and Moon let Lawliet, Demon Hunter or Warden, get away right there. We are looking at Claws of Attack +6 being left behind. The Warden does not have a Staff of Teleportation, will have a difficult time trying to make its way back. Meanwhile, Moon is at level 3. He sold one of his Rings of Protection earlier, and we'll see where he goes next. So far, Warden is just wandering all the way back here. Ancient of War is in position. I don't see... Oh, there's that Tree of Life. It needs to walk quite a bit of distance as both sides are setting up expansions. Warden has Claws of Attack +6 and +9. That is going to be a lot of melee damage as well. Demon Hunter, well, Staff of Teleportation, Claws of Attack, and Ring of Protection too, as the Warden needs to heal up and perhaps make its way back down. Meanwhile, the Demon Hunter is going to be able to perhaps put some pressure onto this Ancient of War and well, take down maybe the one real production building that Lawliet has. You can see the Tree of Life is right there. Archer trying to back away. Demon Hunter, well, you can see the Ancient of or Tree of Life now trying to make its way over. What's going on here? Taking a lot more damage than he would like. Naga Sea Witch is right there. Are we seeing a Scroll of Town Portal? Wisp now being brought over. And what army is going to be coming across as we see a Shadow Strike go straight down right there? All right, Archer is going to go ahead and pelt down. And yes, you are watching this right. We see fast expansions coming in from Moon and getting up a Naga Sea Witch, so that means it's also at tier 2. How was he able to get that much gold? That is incredibly important, as the Demon Hunter down to 11 hit points and forces a Scroll of Town Portal as well. Demon Hunter still, or Yuna still trying to run away here. Naga Sea Witch doesn't have that much mana. There's the Staff of Teleportation, and well, all of a sudden things are switching back over. The instantaneous heal of the Night Elf army, such a powerful ability. Shadow Meld right there as the Archer able to, well, hide itself. We are now rooting that Ancient of, or that Tree of Life, that Ancient, as damage is going to go down here. Are we going to see those units perhaps trying to back away as the Demon Hunter, well, forced to retreat back again? Ancient of War going to take a lot of damage here. Improved bows, trying to increase that range. Naga Sea Witch now coming back in from the other side as well, as both sides were able to set up expansions while teching the tier 2. Units are now looking to back away here. That, well, gold mine is not going to get completed anytime soon. While it is being built, it still takes full damage. And with so much range damage from the Forest Troll Berserker and that Archer, it should be able to shut down quite a bit. A lot of damage coming down here. Demon Hunter taking down to 283 hit points. Are we going to see any more cold arrows? Don't see it. There is a blink in front, trying to get in front right there, as the Demon Hunter now in a little bit of trouble. Did we see a Staff of Preservation bot? No, there is not. Demon Hunter down to 66, down to 46 hit points, as it is able to back away. All right, let's take a look. There is a Wisp inside the Night Elf base. A blue Wisp inside the Night Elf base. Meanwhile, coming back on the other side, Warden gonna go ahead and back away. Those Claws of Attack +6, or +6 and +9 having a very large effect. Demon Hunter that probably wishes he didn't sell that Ring of Protection right now, as that Demon Hunter has taken a fair amount of damage too. So far, though, this has been an extremely close game, going back and forth. Mass Archers coming in from Lawliet. Meanwhile, what are we going to eventually transition into from Moon? We are looking at, well, there is an Ancient of Lore right there.
A player's forces are under attack.
And Lawliet coming back around on this side here, going after the Forest Troll Berserkers. Warden in Night Elf Mirror, very interesting indeed, as the Warden is now looking to back up again. All right, let's come back around. Where are all of these players going next? Ancient of War, Moonwell's Ancient of War. So we are getting up another Ancient of War by Lawliet, perhaps to increase that Archer count. Meanwhile, we are seeing Ancients of Lore coming in from the base of Moon, as Moon now going after the Ogre Warrior creep, or Ogre Magi creep camp here. That Ogre Magi actually in the very far back, having a difficult time making its way out to join in on the fight. Tome of Agility +2, most likely going after that Ogre Magi now, as the Demon Hunter finishes off those units. All right, Demon Hunter now with 2 Claws of Attack +6 of his own, picks up a Wand of Mana Stealing. Not necessarily the item he was looking for, considering he has a Demon Hunter to already burn all of that mana off. Staff of Preservation was used. Demon Hunter now, well, pretty much back in fight here. Naga Sea Witch able to bring that Demon Hunter back home instantaneously, only to see it back at full hit points, and then Staff of, well, Teleportation back in. So Staff of Preservation, Staff of Teleportation, a very nasty 1-2 hit combo for anyone other than Night Elf players. All right. Naga Sea Witch now with +27 damage. That is actually very scary. If you do not realize what's going on and you do not click on that Naga Sea Witch, you may forget or may not know how damaging that is. That Staff of Frustration, as it's become known for or on my channel, that Staff of Frustration very difficult to deal with. As well, we now see True Shot Aura as well. Are we looking at an Orb of Venom strategy coming in from Lawliet now? So if the Naga Sea Witch does in fact have cold arrows, so that's going to be something to watch. Whether or not the Naga Sea Witch also picks up an Orb of Venom, cold arrows perhaps not nearly as effective, as we're also looking at, well, and out comes a Naga or a Druid of the Cloud will be making its way back out here. There we go. There's some damage. Shadow Strike up onto the Demon Hunter. Demon Hunter taking a lot of damage there. Orb of Venom also adding in a lot of damage too. Naga Sea Witch in a lot of trouble. Already down to 245 hit points. There's a Potion of Healing being used there as the units are going to make their way through. No additional Shadow Strike coming back the other way as archers dealing in a large amount of damage. Orb of Venom is on the Priestess of the Moon as we see the damage coming back across. All right, Cold Arrows. Demon Hunter now trying to back up again. Damage is starting to add up, but we was supply blocked for a little bit coming in for Moon, as Moon now going to be losing some of those precious Moon Wells. All right, units trying to make their way back again. 59 supply over 60. Damage is adding in again. There is a Shadow Strike onto the Demon Hunter. Demon Hunter could be in a lot of trouble. Needs to see a rejuvenation of some sort as we're looking at the Ancient of Lore about to get taken down. There it goes. Archers are, well, able to pelt their way through and get in a large amount of damage. True Shot Aura providing plenty of damage bonus. Naga Sea Witch at plus 30 right now. The plus 3 damage coming across from the Priestess of the Moon. It is not affected by those claws of attack, so that's why it doesn't seem nearly as high or as effective, as the units are now trying to push again once more. Moon sitting at 58 over 60 supply. We're going to see some, well, perhaps a little bit of focus fire, and it is going to be Druids of the Talon. So Druids of the Talon replacing the Goblin Alchemist in order to get a little bit of negative armor. Staff of Preservation saves right there. Moon is right there as well, trying to come back the other way. Demon Hunter able to back up again. As the Warden very low on hit points, has to be very careful. Now needs to back away, taking a lot of damage himself or herself, down to 70 hit points. Demon Hunter does have a rejuvenation, as one archer will get taken down. All right, that Demon Hunter absorbed so much damage, and, well, still somehow ends up staying alive. We're going to see the arrows trying to go back the other way. The Druids of the Claw saying, wait a second, I know I'm the front line, but I'm way too low on hit points to really be fighting here, as the Demon Hunter gets taken down. All right, Priestess of the Moon trying to push back the other way. Naga Sea Witch perhaps going to get some cold arrows onto an unsuspecting bear, or a suspecting bear, but at the same time, wow, that Naga Sea Witch able to do a large amount of damage, as we're now looking at the Warden, who was Staff of Preservation back home. All right, Priestess of the Moon with high damage indeed, still pushing through a lot. This is nighttime. If you can finish off another Moonwell, Demon Hunter now coming back the other way isn't going to be able to do anything much. Staff, well, there is that negative armor, so that Demon Hunter is taking a little bit more damage over time, as the Warden needs to get back into this fight. Bears are trying to make their way in and will make their presence known here in just a moment, as a lot of damage coming through. All right, Staff of Preservation saves the Demon Hunter again. Naga Sea Witch gets saved. Staff of Preservation transferred over there, as the Warden is going to have some problems on her own. All right, that is one very low hit point bear in amongst a traffic jam of archers and arrows, as it finally gets taken down. Druids of the Talon also falling as well. Is the Warden going to be able to finish off that bear? No, bear is, well, supported by the Demon Hunter, as the units are still making their way across. Are we going to see no mana burn there? Wisp getting in some body blocking, as the Demon Hunter trying to go after some of those extra units. Warden coming back the other way, and this is a game of push, a push or tug of war. Each person trying to get a large enough army to actually push back the opponent's player, and the further you push, well, the stronger your opponent becomes. Thank you. As promised, thank you, Mikey Mike, for that subscription. Constantly pushing back the other side. We're looking at, well, the Naga Sea Witch with plus 27, plus 30 damage with True Shot Aura. 31 now, so it is, well, that base damage going from 30 to 61, that is very high indeed. Add in the cold arrows, and all of a sudden that effect and that damage jumps up even higher. Meanwhile, Priestess of the Moon, are we going to get some? Nope, there's that Scroll of Healing that I was expecting. Staff of Preservation, there's only one Staff of Preservation between all of Lawliet's 3 heroes. Meanwhile, Demon Hunter and Naga Sea Witch both sitting on 2. looking to clear up these side creep camps right now. What is Moon thinking? Moon's thinking, you know what? Mountain Giants look good right about now. Those arrows from the archers don't deal nearly that much damage, and all the Druids of the town can really hope to do is remove some of that armor to still make it effective. Priestess of the Moon now looking to back away. I thought she was going to go for this Owl Scout here in just a little bit. There's a Staff of Preservation saving that low hit point unit in that front line. Well, or what no, wasn't low hit point. The Warden just teleported all the way back. Where is it going to go next? Doesn't have a Scroll of Town Portal. This could be bad news there, as the Priestess of the Moon just shy of level 3. 4 experience shy from level 3. That is a very big deal. That is another 2 points of damage per unit, as the bonus damage, or yeah, 2 to 3 points of damage per unit there. So that is going to be a very big impact, whether or not we see that in the next True Shot Aura. Focusing down one archer would make a big deal, as we are now looking at illusions now making their way through. All right, a large amount of illusions. Mountain Giants of Moon actually pushing back this army right here. And are they going to realize that it is all just an illusion here in just a moment? Trying to pick up, there's a mana burn right there, as illusions are going to fall. Demon Hunter, however, was body blocked by some wisp. We see some detonations before we finally see a Fork Lightning. All right, Lawliet perhaps not liking the Wand of Illusion play right there. Units are going to try and engage once more. There goes one Druid of the Claw, level 3, now on that Priestess of the Moon. Level 2 True Shot Aura, trying to return it back. Demon Hunter going after the Warden. Warden, there's no Moonwells inside the base. What is going on? Warden has nowhere to really go, and the Warden may get taken down to 62 hit points. Back down to the south here. Units are trying to fight again, as the Druids of the Talon are going to be able, well, not going to get staff or be able to finish off some of those Druids of the Claw, as the archers are still pelting down a lot of damage there. Fork Lightning finishing some of those Druids of the Talon. They get enough Fairy Fire off onto those units, as the Scroll of Town Portal pushes everyone back. A very low hit point Naga Sea Witch and Demon Hunter, both right there. Lawliet sitting on the smaller army, sitting at 50 over 50 compared to 72 over 80. And the question is really going to end up becoming, is the taxation gonna have a big impact? Well, nope, Lawliet quickly jumping into low upkeep already, sitting at 59 over 60, perhaps gonna try and build up some more Moonwells as well. I think Lawliet was actually in that 70 to 80 range, but the main base had lost some Moonwells in that earlier engagement. He was mining at low upkeep, so had a little bit of an economic advantage, but I'm sure he would have preferred to have, well, to win that fight outright and get higher level on his heroes. And also, perhaps, well, not feed experience to his opponent. We are looking at an eventual transition into Chimeras. There is one Chimera being trained up right now. A couple of Wisp currently. However, Lawliet looks like he is low on lumber, as the overall gold mines are showing about the same amount of gold left. Coming back through, coming back down, Demon Hunter leading the way. Almost level 5s. Naga Sea Witch about halfway there as well. They're going to be pushing in 2-0 upgrades, going up against 2-2 upgrades. So, well, maybe the Fairy Fire is going to be enough to offset that armor bonus that all of Moon's units are going to have. Now, the army of the Night Elf is, in fact, very wide right now. 68 over 80 supply. We're looking at one Chimera getting trained with another 2 in the queue, as we're looking at the Warden trying to figure out what the next position is. So far, though, what is going to be strange is that these Druids of the Claw, these Mountain Giants, are going to make their way out across here in just a moment. There's that Chimera watching over the sides. That is major, major damage with that True Shot Aura indeed. As the units will all get a 20% damage increase. Archers at +5 damage. Here we are, here we go. We're going to be going into a little bit of an engagement. Roar, however, counteracting any attack upgrades, that advantage that Lawliet may have thought he had, as Fork Lightning finishes off 3 Wisp right there. Damage now coming back across again. We're looking at Moonwells getting cleared up, and this is a problem. Tree of Life is in desperate trouble. Are we going to see a Staff of Preservation? No, we are not. Fork Lightning coming back the other side. Demon Hunter getting, well, Demon Hunter getting saved here, but are we going to see some Druids or Moon? No, Moon does not lose that many Druids of the Claw, only loses 1. Warden, but was able to shut down the expansion of Lawliet. Any advantage that Lawliet may have had earlier, all of a sudden completely reset, not having proper scouting. And then now we see Lawliet with that Owl Scout. If Lawliet had that earlier Owl Scout, perhaps he would have been able to stop or realize where his opponent was. Priestess of the Moon should have been doing that much earlier. We're looking at, well, a slight XP increase for all of these units. One bear was lost, now giving the Warden level 4. Clarity Potion being used here. 2 Chimeras with a third one and now being brought in. 3 Chimeras with True Shot Aura should be able to make short work of those Druids of the Claw. 2 rounds of attack may be enough to finish it off there. And that's actually the downside of Staff of Preservation. If the Staff of Preservation cannot save a unit in time, that is going to be a very big deal. Alright, you see the Owl Scout right there. Bears are off over here. Are they going to try? Is Lawliet actually going to try to creep out his opponent's creep camp right out from under his nose as Chimera purposely taking a very roundabout way? And there you go. There is the units. And Lawliet is in major trouble. Lawliet fought himself into a corner. And well, we also see, well, True Shot Aura being switched around every which way. What is going on here? This is, well, Priestess of the Moon does have a Scroll of Town Portal in order to head back. And here we are. Chimeras are going down. Staff of Preservation perhaps going to try and save some units as we see some ensnare. There's a Scroll of Town Portal to head back out. Demon Hunter was down to 4 hit points, but still ends up being saved. All right. Well, that Scroll of Town Portal allowing Lawliet to go after a difficult creep camp. We are also looking at the Claws of Attack being switched or being well, split between the Naga Sea Witch and also that Priestess of the Moon now. Priestess of the Moon dealing about 50 damage per attack, while the, well, Naga doing 50, Priestess of the Moon doing a minimum of 52, and that Orb of Venom having an impact there. Now, if this Priestess of the Moon gets to level 5, level 3 True Shot Aura will be incredibly interesting, especially on these Chimeras, who will be doing 30% increased damage. That does mean about each volley, well, and going up against heavily armored units, is going to be dealing close to 200 damage. Before you add in the normal armor effect of these Druids of the Claw. Meanwhile, let's make our way back off to the north here. Are we getting additional upgrades? Yes, we are. 1-0 upgrades on the Chimeras. Are we going to get more upgrades here? That is the question, as the Hunter's Hall now in duress and about to get taken down. Once again, Owl Scout and Lawliet not knowing where his opponent is, making a difference there. Illusion, is it going to do anything? Well, Illusion, no, it cannot actually apply that debuff at all, even though it can stop healing. Yeah, Moon at this stage feels like he has the better unit compositions. The Mountain Giants in the front line, 3-3 upgrades. It does not feel like these archers have been able to really deal out and dish the necessary damage as the Tree of Eternity. Well, both sides are not mining yet. We are looking at a couple of Moonwells left back across here. The Owl Scout keeping track of the Demon Hunter army. But once that Demon Hunter gets up to level 3 and we have level 3 mana burn, well, mana will not be sticking on to that Warden at all. Warden will want to try to get off a Shadow Strikes as quickly as possible, or perhaps blink away. That will be the question. How much damage can that Warden really hope to do? Naga Sea Witch, also with cold arrows, not going to be able to do nearly that much either. We do see the 4 Chimeras of Lawliet, and if the 4 Chimeras can get in position, that is going to be key. We also see that Moon is purposely leaving. Oops, there's a Shadow Strike onto the Demon Hunter there, and the Moon is purposely leaving his Demon Hunter away from the rest of his army to not have it all scouted out. And by doing exactly that, well, he still has no idea where the majority of the army is. All right, units still placing scouts all across the map. Another Ancient of War getting added in. Ancient of Winds. So this is the march of the Ancients now. These Ents are going to perhaps make their way over and perhaps try and absorb a little bit of damage as well. Frontline units, very, very powerful. They're not really there to try and deal damage as opposed to absorb it, as we now see 5 Chimeras up in the air. All right, Chimeras with plus 17 damage. Can you imagine if that's plus 34 damage? It's going to be, what, 100 damage to 134 damage on average as the main army. We're now putting pressure here. What was this? Oh, by purposely making these Tree of Eternity rotate down, he makes it look like, oh, this is brilliant. He's making it so that the main base is not nearly as important. Scroll of Town Portals, Staff of Preservations are not going to make that big of a difference. Meanwhile, we see a Scroll of Town Portal coming back across here. Is that siege damage research? Yes, it is. And that could get taken down in an instant as well. 1, 2 volleys, there it goes. Units are now trying to pull back. Hippogriffs are also in play too. All right, the Hippogriffs making their way down. All right, and we are looking at, was one of those Chimeras taken out? It looks like a Chimera was actually taken out there. 99 supply going up against a 69 right now, as this gold mine is not mining up anything at all. Tree of Eternity needs to make their way down. What that particular strategy was, well, only Moonwells were lost off to the north. It looks like the Dryads are going to continue to make their way over. Hippogriffs wanting to perhaps peck their way through this army of Chimeras. Chimeras having no real way of fighting back against all of those units. What is going to end up happening here as the Owl Scouts are there keeping track of all of those hippogriffs? It's still, well, Moon still has a major advantage right now. Moon has a very large army, and the gold mine only has about, what, 6 minutes of mining left for Lawliet. Meanwhile, we don't see any mining coming in from Moon. This Tree of Eternity slowly making its way down. Gonna be a little bit of time as well, as the hippogriffs, well, with fully upgraded, really looking to perhaps take down some of these Chimeras here in a moment. No additional upgrades possible either. Level 2 upgrades for the archers, level 1 upgrades for the Chimeras. Where are all of these units going to be perhaps traveling to next? 850 siege damage at a very long range, able to take down that Tree of Life so fast and stop all of that mining in pretty much in no time flat. Where are all of these units going to go next? All right, still don't know. Both sides just trying to get the proper army going, as the archers will get in a couple of attacks on those hippogriffs. What is Moon's strategy here during this time? Well, Priestess of the Moon, Ancient of War up in that front line spot. Mountain Giant's going to absorb a bit of damage, even walking into a fight with Rejuvenation from the get-go, as Moon's units are trying to back away. The Owl Scout is still right there. Hippogriffs are here too, and the Owl Scout sees everything that Moon is doing. That's got to be some sort of... Oh, no, he's going to actually grab trees and make his way inside the opponent's base along the back. By opening up line of sight, perhaps he can gain insight into this entangled gold mine here, and perhaps sneak in some bears along the backside where it is very difficult to get in. All right, we're taking a look. More trees getting plucked once again, and they are pushing their way through. If you don't see a way to attack your opponent, well, make a way. And that's exactly what Moon is doing here, using these Mountain Giants as, well, just ways to clear up damage. All right, Demon Hunter, well, taking a little bit of damage there. Hippogriffs are still making their way, and this gold mine, how much more gold can it mine in these next 4 minutes, as the Mountain Giants are going to start to make their way inside as well. All right, making a way where there is no way. Mountain Giants are just eating through all of these trees. And this is a brilliant, brilliant strategy by Moon. He has pretty much opened this up completely. Now Mountain Giant does take still some damage from these Chimeras. 68 to 100. And Lawliet is just sitting right here. This is absolutely, well, a play is being seen at such a high level. because we're at a stage where, well, a micro can only get you so far. It's about smart decision making, since Moon just now started mining once again. 99 over 90 supply here. A little bit of damage being brought back through. You can see the hippogriffs are going to try to dive on in. There is that Priestess of the Moon in position. No Fan of Knives, only Shadow Strike. Fan of Knives would be incredibly powerful against all of those hippogriffs if they actually took some damage. And we're looking at 64 supply right now. Our additional units being trained. Tree of Eternity, multiple Moonwells, home field advantage, Mountain Giant Illusion right there. Damage getting added in once more. Hippogriffs coming in from the side, and we're going to see all the archers are in position. All right, Entangled Goldmine taking a lot of damage. There's a Shadow Strike onto those units, and here we are. All the Wisp are now down. Cyclone being used up as well, and that's what all of that was used for. All right, Scroll of Healing. Hippogriffs are now trying to poke their way through. Archers need to get some damage in onto some of those in the back, but the army of Moon is just so large at this point. I think it's going to hit a breaking point. More high IQ plays as the Priestess of the Moon causing a bit of a traffic jam, not allowing units to make their way in, but by being shadow melted, all the archers are not benefiting from True Shot Aura. All right, this Tree of Life is about to get taken down as well. Mountain Giants with their giant clubs able to deal so much damage here. 37 supply compared to 92. And, well, Moon is just absolutely owning this game here. Not even going to take down that Demon Hunter. 30 minutes into this game, no level 6 heroes. Naga Sea Witch may actually be able to get Tornado here in just a second, as the archers are still fighting their way in. More Ents picking themselves up and trying to finish off some units here. Priestess of out. Are we going to even... No, Staff of Preservation saves that one unit, saves that Priestess of the Moon, as we may see the death of a Mountain Giant. Mountain Giant finally falls, and it was not at the hands of another unit. Here's the Demon Hunter coming back in. 76 supply compared to 27. Ents, all of the Ents are trying to just pick themselves up and still win this war somehow. Priestess of the Moon, Ents are now making their way in. Mountain Giants are coming back across here, as you are looking at the Mountain Giants picking up a couple of clubs once again. Priestess of the Moon continuing with that damage. Hippogriffs, a lot of them in the air. All the Chimeras are already gone, so what can the Hippogriffs do except do a bit of sightseeing once more? All right, Ancients of War. That is a lot of Ancients of War, and Lawliet, well, was building just a large number of Ancients of War to try and fight back against all of these units. Staff of Teleportation going to come back inside here. Warden can be in a little bit of trouble. Scroll of Town Portal, while picking up all of those units away once again. And the reason why we saw such a small army coming in from Lawliet was he was actually training up Ancients of War. So by training up Ancients of War, the supply count was looking rather sad. It is still looking rather sad here. 28 supply compared to 76, as the Naga Sea Witch now sits at level 6 with a Tornado. All right, no way to really stop that channeling ability from Lawliet. Tornado going to have a big impact. Night Elf is even massing archers, massing Ancients of War now. It's Mass Elf, not Night Elf, yeah. Well, building so many Ancients of War, they do move very, very slowly. We are looking at a Tree of Eternity trying to finish mining off here. This gold mine has been mined out. So the question is going to be, well, in comes Druids of the Claw, Mountain Giants from the far side here. Are we going to see some Ancients picked up and moved on over? There is that Ancient of War, Moon, saying, you know what, anything you can do, I can do as well. Hey, we are the same race. And that seems to be the case. We are looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Ancients of War, trying to offer a lot of protection. There is a good amount of Moonwell juice, not enough to really hold off against this attack here, as we're now going into mass Ancient Protectors. All right, Moon's saying, you know what, if you're going to go mass Ancient of Wars, I'm going to go ahead and build Ancient Protectors. I can pick up these Ents and root them, and they're going to be able to do a lot of damage, especially now that there are no longer any Chimeras out on the field. I no longer have to worry about that, well, siege range unit there, as the Hippogriffs, where are they going to do next? Moon Lawliet giving us a very entertaining game between the two. Lawliet wants to hold back this attack here, plus 38 damage on that Priestess of the Moon. Naga Sea Witch not holding on to any items now. Does have level 2 Fork Lightning. Should be able to perhaps get off a couple of those Fork Lightnings onto some of those Druids of the Claw. Ancient of War in that front line as well. Can you get some Fork Lightning onto the Druids of the Claw before they turn into bear form? That is the question, as the Ancients of Wind also joining in on the... Wait, Ancients of War are now rooting themselves to try and protect themselves from the damage of the Ancient Protectors. Ancient Protectors now finally having... well, only dealing piercing damage. You can see how much less damage they are doing here. All right. Moon does want to be very cold and calculating. Up in comes some glaive throwers. How many glaive throwers can be trained, and are they going to be enough here? That is the next question. Glaive throwers getting added in on the fight. 44 to 60 damage. True shot aura. Incredibly important. Demon Hunter trying to dive their way in as the Dryads are trying to poke apart onto some of those glaive throwers as well. Archers also being trained up, and this is just a crazy game indeed as everyone is attacking everywhere. 44 supply compared to 70, and this looks like a game of tower defense more than anything else, as the Ancients of Wind of Moon may end up getting taken down. All right, Warden continuing to push back the other way. One Ancient of Wind may get lost here. Lawliet still looks like it has plenty to go, as the Druids of the Claw are going to be pushing on in. Fork Lightning trying to push back the other way. This Priestess of the Moon could be in trouble. Do we see any more healing, as this Priestess of the Moon down to 52 hit points? Anik does get taken down, and with the Priestess of the Moon gone, the Glaive Thrower is also losing an important damage bonus, and that may be it. No Staff of Preservation to bring it all the way to the back. 77 supply compared to 30. Warden now in the very, very far back line, but even that Moonwell didn't have that much for him. All right, units now pushing back away again. Moon saying, you know what? I can outlast you, and let me just teleport back with my Demon Hunter. I can get back there in just a moment. All of the Ancient Protectors, save for one, have been lost. 77 supply compared to 90, as the Glaive Throwers are still joining in on the fight. Are we going to see more Glaive Throwers? I don't see any being trained. Staff of Preservation saving there, as an Altar of Elders being rebuilt to try and resurrect the Priestess of the Moon. All right, Warden using that Ring of Regeneration, Staff of Preservation. Where are the Glaive Throwers going next? Fork Lightning coming back on through. Hippogriff Riders now in the air. They're going to be able to start poking down those Glaive Throwers, as well as the Hippogriff Riders. If they start poking down some of those Glaive Throwers, that's pretty much going to be it. Demon Hunter now trying to dive on in. Units trying to make their way back out, and well, fighting to every last man here, as the Demon Hunter going to mana burn down to that Warden. Staff of Preservation, and the Warden able to blink away to dodge right there, and now shadow melding, but this is still just not looking good. Tornado picking up the Sea Witch. This is going to be pretty much it, as that Sea Witch is neutralizing the other Sea Witch there. Demon Hunter going after Lawliet's Naga Sea Witch, and there is the GG. An entertaining game between the two. Moon coming out ahead though, just having a larger army, up to a 103 supply army at some point. I didn't even know you could easily do that with Night Elf. Perhaps trained up a couple of Ancients and then canceled them in order to get to 103. Anyways, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.